Hey y'all, welcome back to our next installment of our coffee and tea with the county. We're gonna go with that for a moment anyway. Thanks to my Aunt Kay for suggesting that. Thanks, Aunt Kay.
So where are we right now, Leah?
We are in the Pottery Hall, so named because there is pottery and it's shaped a little like a hall.
We're geniuses around here.
Watch out.
I know. We make ourselves laugh. Even if y'all aren't laughing at home, we make ourselves laugh, so it's all good.
There's no one here. We have to entertain ourselves.
Exactly. So, of course, as Leah said, we're sitting in the Pottery Hall, and of course I've got my pottery mug right here to go with the Pottery Hall. And yes, that does say best boss ever. I don't know if this was given to me in sarcasm or earnest, but I'm going to roll with earnest.
Yeah, she'll never know.
Yeah, and I really don't want to know. Okay, so behind us is some lovely pottery from the Edgefield district, and you may say, whoa, Lauren, don't get ahead of yourself. Why are you talking about Edgefield County pottery when you represent Aiken County history? Well, how many of y'all knew that before 1871, Aiken County didn't exist? And you may say, where did we come from?
From whence did we spring?
We sprung from 4 different parts of different counties. So the majority of us came from Barnwell County, or Barnwell District, Edgefield District, and smaller portions of Orangeville, Orangeburg, and Lexington districts. And that occurred in 1871 after the Civil War during the period known as Reconstruction, which we will talk to you about in another digital outreach. But for now, just roll with it. So we're talking about Edgefield pottery at the Aiken County Historical Museum. So I see we've got some beautiful pieces behind us, Leah. Can you tell me a little bit about this shelf right here that has some Thomas Chandler pieces?
Yes, so these pieces here were created by Thomas Chandler. Thomas Chandler was not a native South Carolinian. He got here as soon as he could.
Smart man.
He went through and made it through by way of Baltimore, Maryland, where he apprenticed as a potter for some time. He came down here to South Carolina and was active as a potter in the Edgefield district for about 20 years, from the 30s to the 50s. That's 1830s to 1850s, by the way.
Living at 19th century style today.
So he was known for, and I call it frou-frou, but this very decorative design. In a time when there were very functional pieces, he took the time to add decorative elements in the form of swirls or swoops or swooshes or however you would like to term it. I would love to know what term he used for it.
Yes.
This jug that Lauren has for you here, this is one of my favorite pieces because it is a fantastic representation of what you can do when you have a piece restored. The darker colors, those are the original pieces. The lighter colors are from when it was restored. They reproduced the pot to have the look and shape, but not the color of the original piece. And so you can see that the decorative element continued on around the pot, and that it was a very well designed piece.
And some of these pieces came from archaeological digs, some of them came from privies. What can you tell me about privies?
Well, I can tell you that they are a gold mine for an archaeologist, of course.
Yes. And for those of you who don't know, a privy is a nice way of saying outhouse.
Very nice way of saying it.
Yes.
I would think.
And so finding these pieces has been great for our collection. It's really helped us interpret the different styles. You can see that some of the pottery is decorated with an alkaline glaze, some are decorated with an Albany glaze, some are made with different types of stoneware, or they might use kaolin. This area is very well known for its kaolin. And kaolin looks like chalk. Here, I'll come a little closer to y'all. Looks a little bit like chalk, but it's actually, kaolin is used in many different things today. It is used in rubber tires, it's used in cosmetics, and of course back in the 19th century it was used in pottery in the area. Some of this kaolin was harvested in the Midland Valley area and made it all the way over to a certain British pottery factory that produced fine porcelain known as Wedgwood. So, I know, fancy schmancy that some of our kaolin is all the way across the pond, possibly in the beautiful porcelain cups, maybe used by the royal family. Not saying it is.
Not saying it is,
No.
but the queen absolutely drinks off of kaolin china teacups.
Yeah, that's what we're going with.
You didn't hear it from me.
No. Insider scoop. So Thomas Chandler pieces are fantastic. We have them here in our collection. And also right next door to his work is the work by Joseph Gregory Bainham. Joseph Gregory Bainham started off in the Vaucluse area, which is, if y'all have never been there, it's sort of on your way out of Aiken on the north side, headed towards Edgefield, Johnston area. He had his pottery factory in there starting in the 1870s. And he signed his pieces JGB. So when you come in the museum, you can see just on the top here are impressed into the clay the letters JGB. Now what's neat about the Bainham family is that they actually continued making pottery throughout the generations. Even after they moved the factory over to North Augusta in about the 1890s. And actually what's cool is you can even still go to North Augusta and see some of their pottery works. If you go under the 13th Street Bridge near the Brick Pond area, the nature park there and the ballpark and everything, you can actually still see the Pug Mill that was used by the Bainham family. And they were in operation from about 1870 all the way to 1970. So 100 years of pottery history in the community, which is fantastic.
That is truly amazing.
Yeah.
Well, we have some more pottery history here, of course, at the Aiken County Historical Museum. And some of this pottery has been collected by the likes of Oprah,
What?
the Smithsonian.
What?
So you know that this is a very prestigious potter. His name was David Drake. And Lauren, do you want to tell us a little about David?
Sure. A lot of David Drake's life has been researched and written up in books lately. And so a great source might be Carolina Clay. That's a fantastic book about the family who owned David Drake, because David Drake was an enslaved potter. We believe he was born in the Edgefield district around 1800. And he worked under various families who owned him, producing pottery. But what's very unique about David Drake is that he was literate. We're not sure where or how he learned to read and write, but what made him so unique is not only is he turning out these beautiful pieces of pottery, but he's also writing poetry on them. Sometimes a simple phrase, sometimes an alliteration of the day, or sometimes he just signed LM later on, and that stood for Lewis Miles, who was his owner at the last little bit of his life before the Civil War. We do know that he lived past the Civil War and continued being a potter as a freedman, but then we're not sure when he passed away or what the last bit of his life was like. But definitely a well-known, internationally well-known potter. And he was actually inducted in the South Carolina Hall of Fame in 2016, and we have that plaque here to honor his legacy in the area.
We also have some pieces of his pottery here, and it's a bit too valuable for Lauren to even get it out using her gloves. So we encourage you, when we open back up for business, to please come see us, please come see Dave's pottery, and come and see these pieces for yourself as well.
Yeah, and until next time, y'all have fun and stay safe out there. Bye!
Bye!